Hey guys, today I'm really excited to get to talk to you about Captain America Brave New World. Now, this movie starring Anthony Mackie for the very first time as Captain America comes to theaters on Valentine's Day, February 14th. And you know what? I've got to preface this by saying I did go into this movie with very, very low expectations. Something about this film never really got me that excited. I don't know. I felt like everything I saw was mediocre, and then they just kept talking about reshoots. I heard there were so many to the point where I was like, oh man, I just want this movie to be fun. I just want a good Marvel movie. And it made me nervous. I'm not going to lie. But you know what? Maybe going in with low expectations helped, but you know what? I had fun with this movie. I think this movie is good. This movie is not fantastic. It's not great. It's not top tier Marvel, but it does feel like a return to the true Marvel form. I feel like, this kind of reminds, it's like Age of Ultron-esque, which I love Age of Ultron. I really do. I really, really enjoy that movie. But that's kind of like what I would equate it to. Like, it really is a cohesive story. It explains to you there's beginning, a middle, an end. It doesn't feel like it's jumping all over the place. There's a couple of moments where you feel like, I don't know, I wish they had something that explained that a little bit more. There are other times where you're like, I get it, because there's a lot of exposition in this, I will say that. It does feel like they are setting this up to be a movie where people could just step in. I think they're also trying to make it like if people didn't see Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they want you to kind of know what went down there. There's stuff like that happening in here. But it's not a bad movie. It's not a terrible movie by any means. There's a lot of great things. There's some not so great things. But I'm going to start with the great things. Let's talk about the great things. Anthony Mackie, fantastic. He really owns it as Cap. Not only does he look incredible, like he has, because this is like Cap upgrade, right? This is Cap with wings. This is Cap and Falcon. This is something we haven't seen before. I love seeing the shield and the wings together. There's a lot of great combo moves. There's some truly incredible action sequences that look fantastic. The way he uses his wings, I wouldn't really consider this a spoiler, but he has an upgrade on his wings. That's what I'll say. And the way that is utilized throughout this film is fantastic. It all comes together in an incredible moment. I loved seeing that. And then we have Anthony Mackie and Danny Ramirez, who, as we know, has taken over as Falcon. So you have, sort of, he thinks he's taken over as Falcon. Sam Wilson isn't so keen on the idea just yet at the beginning of this movie. But between them, you get some great banter. I love Sam having this guy who just won't stop talking in his ear and is just so excited about stuff, but has a little sass to him. And I loved them together. I really, truly had a lot of fun just listening to the two of them. It's like a lot. They brought a lot of the comedic humor, comedic moments, and a lot of the humor moments that are needed to break things up in this, because it is kind of a serious movie. Then you have Harrison Ford, who, come on, he's Harrison Ford for a reason, guys. He's so good at what he does, and he's great as Thaddeus Ross. He really is. He really owns it. He goes all in. He is not messing around. He is having so much fun in this role, and I had so much fun watching him in this role. Now, we don't get to see a lot of Red Hulk, as everybody is saying. He's really not in it that much. I do wish we didn't actually see Red Hulk in any of the trailers or promo art, but I understand why we did, but I wish we hadn't. I will say, Red Hulk looks great. The CGI on him is fantastic. It looks like Harrison Ford, but it looks like a giant Hulk. He looks great. The close-ups of his skin are fantastic. That being said, in the moments when he is on screen, the things around him don't work as well. And I think it's because the CGI is so good. And I know that sounds like a cop-out, but it really truly is. I think he looks so good that things around him, the compositing, whatever, just don't work well. And they kind of look, not fake, but they just look bad. But he looks fantastic. And I loved seeing him against Cap. Truly, some of the great action sequences, but honestly, all of the action sequences for me were fun to watch. They were like exciting and thrilling, and my heart was pounding, and I was like, I'm in this. Then we come to Leader, who, listen, I love Tim Blake Nelson. I think he's a great actor, and I was very excited to see him come back. Of course, he crushes this return to Marvel. No surprise there. He's really very, 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 very good. But I do feel he's underused. Slightly. Very slightly underused. There's a couple of things with him that I just wish we had more, right? I love a villain. You guys know that about me if you've been around my channel for a while. You know I love a villain. So I was like ready for a villain, and we got a villain, right? That's kind of how I felt. Not in a bad way. He's really great. Tim, like I said, absolutely kills the role. I think we just could use just a hair more. Dial it up just a tad is all this movie needed. And then speaking of underused, we can talk about Giancarlo Esposito, who is just a phenomenal actor. Every role of his is fantastic. So of course he's going to be great as Sidewinder. Problem is very underused. Very underused. Now, I'm hoping this is just a setup for him for what is to come. I don't want to say too much, but he's barely in this, and I don't know if things changed between reshoots and edits. I don't know if he was supposed to be more in here, but I want to see more of him in the future of the MCU, and I hope we get that. I hope this was just an introduction to him and this character. There are some fan service surprises in here, which some people will love. I personally love them. Some people will probably feel like, wow, that was just in there to please the fans. Well, yeah, so what? It pleased this fan, so I'm fine with it. So, I'm not going to tell you what they are. There's a couple of them sprinkled throughout there. Made me very, very, very happy. Then I have to talk about Carl Lumbly as Isaiah Bradley. I was thrilled to see him come back because he's fantastic in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I just really was excited to see more of him on screen. And he did not disappoint. He brings so much heart and emotion to this movie. His storyline is so good. Certain moments, certain lines that he says, he just so flawlessly delivers them. There's one about his suit, and that's all I will say. But it kind of brings tears to my eyes. Like, he's so good. And every time that man is on screen, he's incredible. He has just enough of a little bit of humor, but he's just fantastic. And I was so thrilled to see him return to the screen. He's so good in this. And I was very, very happy to see him return. So honestly, we have a decent storyline, a very cohesive storyline, a very cohesive plot throughout the movie. Biggest issues, probably the exposition and a little bit of I don't want to say CGI because the CGI is actually really good. It's the stuff around the CGI that doesn't work as well in certain moments. But you've got great action. You've got a really, really good story, like I said. Very interesting story. We're finally getting adamantium. We're talking about the Celestial Island. We're getting that stuff. This is stuff that we have been asking Marvel to address and for Marvel to do. So do not look a gift horse in the mouth and do not complain when you get it. That is how I feel. I had fun. I had a good time. Was I completely blown away? No, but I went in with low expectations and I was like, you know what? This is better than I thought it was going to be. That is all I asked for, was a decent Marvel movie. Okay, we've got 2 more coming this year with Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, which I am even more hyped for than I was for Captain America Brave New World. Hopefully they do not let me down. But I just really enjoyed seeing Anthony Mackie thrive on screen. You can tell he really takes this seriously. He really wants to do good by Captain America, and he is. He really, truly is. And I enjoyed it. I really thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Again, not perfect by any means. It definitely has its issues, don't get me wrong. But you know what? It could have been a lot worse. And I feel like we're getting back to true form of Marvel, and I cannot wait to see what comes next. I'm going to stop rambling at you guys, but that's kind of that's my thoughts, man. I'm very surprised at how much I liked this movie. I liked it. I really did. And I'm actually, honestly, if you guys have been around my channel for a while, I've been like, I watch the Marvel movies with my kids. They didn't come with me to see this one. My husband came with me to the press screening. So I'm actually really looking forward to watching this movie with them. I really am. I'm looking forward to watching it again. So I guess I did like it pretty much a lot if I'm planning on watching it again, and looking forward to seeing it again for sure. You guys let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I hope this movie does well. I'm not sure it will find its audience. But it does feel like it's a okay starting point. Oh, I should address, I heard some people saying before I saw this that people were like, this feels like an Incredible Hulk 2. And it does feel like an Incredible Hulk too, but you don't have to have watched Incredible Hulk to understand it. Again, they explain this stuff to you enough. There's exposition up to wazoo in this movie, which is maybe one of its flaws. But I understand why it's there. So you're fine. Don't even worry about it. You'll pick up on it without a problem. All right, now you guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and you guys can check me out at mamasgeeky.com. Thanks. I'll see you next time.